Hey there everybody, Pop on Top here. Welcome back to some more Fallout 4 mods. In today's mod, we got another weapon mod that's equipped in my character's hand right here. This is the handmade rocket rifle. So it's a rifle that shoots rockets. It very much reminds me of like the China Lake or like, you know, like your Tunk. It's like a grenade launcher, but it shoots rockets. So like it's like, you know, one of those break open grenade launchers, right? Where you shoot it, break it open, load it. Like, you know, your M79, I guess is what they call it in other video games and stuff. I'm trying to think about it. Like, you know, your Tunk grenade launcher. Far Cry, all kinds of games have that shit, right? This is like that, except for it's a rocket. Now, obviously, you see that the base sights aren't even sights. You just kind of vaguely aim it at the thing. Hip fire is just fine. Shoot a rocket. It shoots a rocket. Like, it's a rocket. It's a handmade, handheld, little, like, single shot rocket launcher. Tunk, and then you get it done. You find it here on Gunner Commanders. It's a very rare thing. It's not supposed to be super common. I spawned in Gunner Commanders, like, I don't know, weeks ago in a mod review to test a different weapon, and I got this thing finally. I've been having this in my load order for a little bit here. It is quite rare and hard to find. It does look nice, though. Obviously, it does have kind of like some pipe styling to it, right? Like, it does look handmade and homemade. It's got, like, your basic electrical wiring and stuff on there to, like, kind of look like, you know, stuff's happening. I don't know what stuff. I'm not an electrician. I don't know how that shit all works and everything like that. But it does function well. We're going to test it out, obviously, but we're going to look at what we can modify the weapon with. Now, I don't think there's a crazy amount of customization in terms of this weapon, but obviously, so we have standard rockets here. We can go all the way to advanced rockets. This is like your receiver. You do gun nut and demolition experts to improve this thing, and we go from 200 to 227. So it's really not that big of a difference. Plus, you gain like 4 pounds. You gain 4 pounds to do 27 more damage. It's not actually that big of a deal, right? Like, I don't think. Like, you're not really missing out here just by doing the standard rockets versus the advanced rockets. We're going to put them on anyway to say we did. But it's not, like, there could be a bigger difference in the damage slot on that, I think. So obviously we have a short stock here, right? Less bash damage is short and light, but you can make it heavier. It says improve recoil and better aim with scopes. I don't know how much that's super relevant. I think the comfort stock might actually be the way to go, though, because you get faster aim down sight time and better hit fire spread. Should be pretty good. Like, I mean, I think if as long presuming that works like that. I mean, it aims down sight like extremely quick anyway because there's not a sight on there. We're gonna have to actually look at the sight. Better hit fire spread. Just kind of vaguely aim it at a thing. You're shooting missiles, okay? Like, we're not talking about advanced weapon stats here. Obviously, so standard sights is 0 sights, but then they do have iron sights, improved iron sights, reflex sights, and short scope. We'll go over all these real quick. This is your iron sight. Very basic. Still, like, I mean, did that not even go where I aimed it at? I'm gonna, like, make sure. I'm gonna aim it at that tree. That's, like, the center circle of the sight. It's not, like, that's actually just worse. Like, I could just hit fire it and have it be more accurate than this thing. Like, this is not... It's definitely not going where I'm aiming it at with the sights on. So maybe, like, let's improve these iron sights and see if that helps. Because that shit was not working. I mean, I'm like, at a not too far range. So that actually has a middle circle. So this should be on the tree. That seemed to hit the tree at least, right? Like, I don't know what's wrong with the regulars. Like, this tree right here should hit the tree. I'm aiming at the tree. Like, it's a big target. Like, you think you would hit it, right? It was slipping through the tree before. This middle tree, hit the tree. Okay, this is actually at least functioning at a level where you could aim with it. I don't know if you need that at all. I don't know if you need this reflex sight or anything like that for sure, too. But there's a reflex sight. It's got actually like a dot. Does it go where the dot shoots? That one doesn't... That one went definitely went... Did I, like, mess it up somehow? Like... I don't know why that first one missed. It was like just completely not. Did I like let go of the left trigger too soon? It's some weird aiming thing. It's a reflex sight. It's available. And then obviously we got like a short scope on there as well. So I guess if you really wanted to do that, then you could do like the marksman stock. So better aim with scopes. I mean, maybe that'd be like more stable, right? Like that'd be like, obviously this is going to look like whatever your short scope looks like. I have modified short scope. So this is what my short scope looks like. Better aim with scopes. I mean... at least it'd be accurate. You could definitely kind of snipe with people with this. I mean, rockets do have a decent travel time, right? So it's not like if I shot that water tower, it's gonna take some while to get there. It does get there. It goes boom. Has some nice reverb to it. But I don't think you need all that. I don't think you need the short scope necessarily. I don't even think you need a sight at all. I think you go naked, comfort stock, aim down sight faster, but really just a better hit fire. So we can also put on a stabilizer here for better accuracy and recoil control. I don't know why we would need to worry about recoil control on a single fire weapon. And then bayonet for better bash. And you don't lose any range on the bayonet, so it is kind of important. But you do need the basher perk which says locked on my screen, but I do have it. I can equip the bayonet. Let's take a look at the bayonet, because at least it'd be cool, right? Big stabby boy at the end of our thing. Yeah, I mean, you don't really need sights on this thing. I don't think it's really relevant. And then obviously you can bash stabby people if they get, because obviously you don't want to point blank tunk and then blow yourself to pieces. So like having a melee option isn't the worst thing in the world, because I'm not really sure what a stabilizer is going to do. Better accuracy and recoil. I mean, it's fairly accurate. Like it's just going to. I mean, that's kind of weird. But like that was also kind of weird. Like I don't know if it was my right stick or something that's doing weird stuff. Like it's moving. I can hit the tree if I needed to hit the tree. Like we'll test it out in some combat. I don't think I need a sight though. But you absolutely, I mean, you could put a sight on there, but that's really it. I mean, it's like a not too much. You do get a lot of accuracy from putting the short scope on there, which will, I mean, is probably the way to go in case you do ever want to use VATS. Because otherwise, you're just hip firing the weapon, right? Like really, you don't need to do anything else with the weapon. It's just, I mean, we can show it off in third person here. That hip fire does weird stuff. Like that was not even anywhere in my arc, right? Like. Doing some weird stuff for me. There we go. But like sometimes it's doing weird stuff. Like, is that really in the circle? They hit the tree. Obviously, you could aim with the scope. See that? That's weird, isn't it? That's definitely not where I was aiming at all. That was. I'm trying to figure out like, is it because I'm like still reloading the weapon or something? And I'm like shooting it too soon, and then it goes like crazy. I don't know how this is. That's like within its variation, right? Like that's hitting. That should hit, right? Like these trees are not that far away. They should not be that. That one, see, that one just goes wild. It's because I let go the left trigger too early. I'm trying to figure it out, you guys, actually, so you guys can like know if the weapon is broken. Like I can't actually let go of the left trigger. Like I let go of it immediately after firing, because it should hit that tree, right? And it does hit that tree. But like I like sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. It's weird. We'll test it out in some combat, though. Not sure of the accuracy level. I mean, it does have the improved accuracy. We have the maximum, you know, scope on there and all that stuff. This is still not super good range. The damage measuring target here. So this should shoot right. It's like, but it doesn't. That just was like in a bush somewhere. Why? That's on the ground somewhere. I mean, it did hit the damage measuring target. Please don't hit a dog or something that I have here. Please. Doggers are all good boys or girls, and they need to be protected. Nobody's hitting no dogs. It's just sometimes it's weird. We're testing out some combat. We'll see how this goes. Short scope and all. I mean, I guess you could put like a more accuracy stock on there. Is that the reason? Like for the spread and stuff? Like we can try. I really want to fix this because I feel like I'm doing something wrong. Better recoil. I think it's just really the marksman stock. Maybe we'll aim. Like I want to hit the tree. Okay, that's gonna hit the tree. Okay, but what about this time? That's gonna hit the tree. Okay, like do you guys see it? What I'm seeing? Like isn't it weird to you? That's gonna hit the tree. Maybe it is this. Maybe it is the stock, because like the stock feels a lot better here. Like there's some random variance when you're hip firing, right? That was like through the tree because you know there's some variance. It's not a perfect dot, but it should hit that tree, right? Like that's I don't know. We're gonna go test it out in some combat. We'll see how functionally useful it is. How many times we just have rockets go crazy and all that. And I'll see you guys when we get there. All right, everybody. I'm pulling up here on my Zombies Arena arcade mode. Zombies Arena arcade mode. I'm gonna make sure I say things correctly. Sometimes my brain just, absolutely catastrophically fails. Okay, the Federal Surveillance Center. We're gonna get some height on this here because I want the rockets to travel a distance. We're talking about like, spread essentially. We'll spawn in some raiders. It doesn't really matter what we're shooting with it. Like that should just go down there. They definitely hit something down there. Didn't one-shot it though. Like I said, these advanced rockets aren't necessarily doing as much damage as you think they'd be doing. At least that went over. Like somebody, like I'm trying to test this should hit the guy in the face, but it didn't one-shot him, right? Like this is like very much a deal where I have to shoot a lot of this shit. Like you can vaguely shoot it, and obviously he's got AOE damage, but like two rockets on some Raider veteran is not really the damage I was looking for here. Obviously, I mean. It reloads fairly quick. I have the fast hands perk though, so like I just want to let you guys know that this is the fastest the reload is gonna be, and there's no way to make it any faster. Give me all your stuff, your stim packs and stuff. We're gonna sneak down here. I mean, I would like to shoot at range, but they're all hiding from me because they're terrified of the rocket or power that I have. But like we're definitely not one-shotting people, which I think is kind of nuts. Like the fact that this regular bash is not very much. Like, am I gonna kill myself here? Like, it doesn't. I'm probably not even gonna kill myself. Like, obviously, I did some damage to myself, but it's just really not that much damage. Like, I think it really needs an overhaul of the way the receivers work so you can actually make it do. Like, it's like I mean, that poor Raider's arm is absolutely fucking fried, right? Like, definitely having not a good time fighting me with this thing on. But, like, it is a deal, too, where, like, it's just... I don't understand why it's not more powerful. I'm not trying to be nitpicky, too. The rockets at least seem to be, like, an active combat testing, hitting where they're supposed to be. Oh, that bot just disappeared. We're going to try to do more long-range stuff, too, though. I want to try to test this out. Two rockets on that person, huh? I mean, you could vaguely shoot him in there. That one's a little bit... Like, I'll just shoot him, like, in there, right? That'll hit something. Like, a little bit, I guess. But we're not, like, one-shotting anything. Now, I could, like, give myself a rocket launcher right now, and I feel like I could be doing better. Like, even just a vanilla one. There's a legendary raider. I mean, it made it mutate one rocket at least. So, like... I'm, like, having to dip dodge around. I mean, it's accurate enough, though. I think the stock definitely helped fix that issue. But, like... I'm just kind of spamming them and hoping, right? Like, because like it takes a lot of rockets. I mean, I've had, you know, guns that shoot bullets that do more effective damage than this, right? Like, that was a little bit inaccurate, but we were hip firing. Like, if I aim right there, it should hit right there, and it does. Corners are not going to save them. Obviously, that's, you know, there is the benefit of the AOE, like I was talking about, where if they're hiding behind cover and stuff. But if they're running right at you, you're kind of actually in a bad spot. Okay, that's that though. I think it's good. It's just I don't know if it's actually any better than the default rocket launcher, right? Like obviously it's a lot lighter by default because it's, you know, more handheld thing. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna give myself here. I'm going to go on my cheat terminal portable here. I'm gonna give myself an item by hitting the right thing. Sometimes I get lost in this thing. I need an explosive. Is it launched? Is that? Yeah, a missile launcher, please. So, if we look at the default missile launcher here, right, we're talking 712 damage compared to 227. Like, obviously, and then obviously a huge amount of range. The accuracy set is lower. There's less attachments you can put on this thing. But the sheer, apparently my regular rocket launcher won't shoot. Why is everything broken for me? Why is Fallout 4 like this? It just doesn't. Like, this 200 something damage is just not enough. Like, I've had covered assault rifle mods that do 200 damage per bullet at full auto rate of fire. Now this will fire. Now, obviously, this reload is a lot longer. This is a much heavier weapon. This is, you know, I'm talking 21 pounds versus 16 pounds. But even that's not a huge difference when you fully modify this thing out with the scope and all the things. Like, I'm just not sure why you would use this over a rocket launcher. Like, the rocket launcher does all the same benefits, right? You could do cooler things with it too, right? You could make this quad barrel, all the things, all the stuff, right? Like you could do with this. Now, I'm going to quickly go modify this thing. And I'm not trying to be like, I hate this. I hate like people who are, what I feel like are overly negative and stuff, where I'm like, I feel like, you know, like I'm trying to just completely shit on this thing and tell it, you know, it's bad. Like, it's got some cool benefits to it. Obviously, I really like the break open design. I think that's very cool. It goes thunk, right? Like, I really like a grenade launcher that does that. I do think the textures and stuff look better than this fucking rocket launcher I'm holding in my hands here. But, like, it's just not... Hi. It's just... Hello, get out of my way. So, if I get, like, I could put a quad barrel on there for one thing. Shoot 4 shots before I have to reload. I could put all the scopes and stuff on here. I could do lock-on with the regular rocket launcher, obviously. And you still get the stabilizer anyway. Not that the stabilizer does that much anyway, I think. We get 4 shots with the rocket launcher. Obviously, this is much heavier now, though. We're talking 47 pounds. So we're significantly heavier. But I get 4 shots, and I can lock on to people and then ruin this guy's day. Like, it's just, I think... No, thank you for unpinging the man. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think of this weapon here, right? Like, it's good. This handmade rocket rifle, it's got cool stylings and stuff. It does some cool things. But it's just a rocket launcher, but worse. Like, it's lighter. Maybe you can gain that benefit. Maybe that is a really big deal to you, that you get, like, a light rocket launcher. But, like, if you're worrying so much about weight and stuff, you might be in something like survival mode, and then you're not going to want to carry around missiles anyway because they're heavy as shit. Like, you're not going to carry a bunch of missile ammo with you. And then shooting something with this is not going to be more beneficial than, like, a sneak attack critical with a sniper rifle. Like, this is not... Like, I guess, like I said, in that one situation where you're relying on the AoE, but then you got grenades and stuff, you could throw a fragmentation grenade and almost get as much damage as this thing. I don't think I have, you know, like, mines are obviously, frag mine does more, like, damage than this thing does. Like, it's kind of a weird thing. I just think it needs a buff, like a strong buff to be a lot stronger, and then it, like, at least as strong as the rocket launcher, and then it'd be in a better spot. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If you do want to check out this mod for yourselves, right? Like, if you think it's the shit and you want to, you know, rock it in your game, make sure to check out the top link in the description. There'll be a link there to the Bethesda.net page or the Nexus mod page. Fucking robot playing the radio. And I will leave that link down there so you can check it out for yourself. If you think it looks cool, something about it that appeals to you. I just wish, it had something to stand out more versus the regular rocket launcher. Because as much as the rocket launcher is a big, heavy weapon, it does significantly more damage per rocket, and you can lock on with it, and you can get 4 shots before you have to reload, right? Like, you could do a lot of fucking damage with a maxed out rocket launcher. This thing maxed out just doesn't really compare. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like rating down below. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so we can check out more videos from me. And pretty much other than that, you guys have a good rest of your day, whatever it may be, and I will see you in the next episode.